if that is clearly established, perceived in myself, I see the thing operating in my daily life, then what takes place? Space means silence. If there is silence, if there is no silence, it's direction. It's the operation of will. I must do, I must not do, I must practice this, I must get this. You follow? This should be, should not be, what has been, what should not be, I regret. All that operates. Therefore, space means silence inwardly.
That's very deep. Very, very deep. It, archetypally, we associate manifestation as over against latency with sound.
Yes, sound.
And what you said puts the whole thing into an astonishing perspective.
Silence isn't the space between two noises. Silence isn't the cessation of noise. Silence isn't something that thought has created. It comes naturally, inevitably, as you open, as you observe, as you examine, as you investigate. So then the question arises, silence, without a movement. Movement of direction, movement of thought, movement of time, or silence. Now, that silence, can that operate in my daily life? I live in the field of noise as knowledge. That I have to do. And is there a living with silence and at the same time the other? The two moving together, two rivers flowing in balance, not division. You follow? In harmony, there is no division. Is that possible? Because otherwise, if that's not possible, to be deeply honest, I can only live there, in the field of knowledge. I don't know if you...
Oh yes, yes.
So, for me it is possible. Therefore, I'm not saying it out of vanity, or I say this in great humility. I say that is possible. It is so. Then what takes place? Then what is creation? Is creation something to be expressed in paint, in poem, in statue, in writing, in being about a baby? Is that creation? Does creation need, or must it be expressed? To us it must be expressed, to most people. Otherwise, one feels frustrated, anxious. I am not living. You follow? All that. So what is creation? One can only answer that if one has really gone through all this. You understand, sir? Otherwise, creation becomes rather a cheap thing.
Yes, it becomes, in terms of the word expressed, simply something pressed out.
Pressed out, of course.
That's all.
At all.
Yes.
Just like the writer, literary people, who some of them are everlastingly battle in themselves with tension and all that, and out of that they write a book, become famous.
Yes, the psychological theory that works of art are based on neurosis.
Yeah, that's it.
Which means I'm driven.
Yeah. So what is creation? Is it something, a flowering in which the flower does not know that it is flowering? I don't...
Exactly, exactly.
Have I made it clear?
Yes, you've made it very, very clear. all through our conversations, the one word that has, for me, been like the clean blade of a two-edged sword, has been this word act.
Yes, sir.
But not act over against inaction.
No.
Not action as over against the philosophical term of its opposite, passion, which is a different use from the one that you were using in our conversations. But sheerly act.
Act.
Sheerly act.
So, sir, see what takes place. Huh? Creation in my living. You follow, sir? Not expressing, creating a beautiful chair, this, or that may come, that will come. But in living. And from that arises another question, which is really much more important. Thought is measure. And so as long as we cultivate thought, and all our actions based on thought as it is now, the search for the immeasurable has no meaning. I can give a meaning to it. Say there is the immeasurable. There is the unnameable. There is the eternal. Don't let's talk about it. It is there. It has no meaning. That's just a supposition, a speculation, or the assertion of few who think they know. One has discarded all that. Therefore now, when the mind is utterly silent, what is the immeasurable? You follow, sir? What is the everlasting? What is the eternal? Not in terms of God and all these things man has invented. Actually to be that. I don't know if Now, silence in that deep sense of that word opens the door. Because you got there all your energy. Not a thing is wasted. There is no dissipation of energy at all. Therefore, in that silence there is summation of energy.
Precisely.
Not stimulated energy, not self-projected energy, and so on. So that's all too childish. Because there is no conflict, no control, no reaching out or not reaching, searching, asking, questioning, demanding, waiting, praying, none of that. Therefore there is all that energy which has been wasted is now gathered in that silence. That silence has become sacred. Because obviously,
of course it has.
It has not the sacred thing which thought has invented.
No, not the sacred over against the profane.
And all that kind of stuff.
No.
So, it is only such a sacred mind can see this, the most supreme sacred. The essence of all that is sacred, which is beauty. You follow?
I do.
So there it is. God isn't something that man has invented or created it out of his image and longing and failure. But when the mind itself becomes sacred, then it opens the door to something that is immeasurably sacred. That is religion. And that affects the daily living, the way I talk, the way I treat people, the conduct, behavior, all that. That is the religious life. If that doesn't exist, then every other mischief will exist. However clever, however intelligent, however all that.